This was the only time Hendry ever played with real emotion. It all started when a young and brash Ronnie O'Sullivan trash talked before their World Championship semi-final, saying he was going to send Hendry packing back to Scotland. Hendry didn't publicly respond to the provocation, but he gave O'Sullivan a lesson with his cue stick during the match. Let's revisit this classic showdown between the Emperor of Pool and the Rocket. It was the 2002 World Championship semi-final, and 27-year-old O'Sullivan had just won the world title the year before. He was at his cockiest. After Hendry's break, he left a long pot opportunity. Though it was tough, O'Sullivan went for it without hesitation. That long red was potted perfectly. The crowd went wild, and the cue ball position perfectly avoided all obstacles. But the Emperor wasn't called that for nothing. Holding 4 match points, he wasn't worried at all. O'Sullivan had to clear the table. One mistake and Hendry would get the chance to finish the match, especially after O'Sullivan's pre-match boast about sending Hendry home. Ironically, it looked like O'Sullivan would be the one heading home. Everyone knows Hendry dominated the 90s, until the class of 75 emerged, and his reign slowly ended. All three had beaten Hendry in finals. In the 1993 UK Championship, 17-year-old O'Sullivan defeated Hendry in the final for his first ranking title. Mark Williams also pulled off a miracle at the 1998 Masters, when Hendry's hand shook on the final ball, making Williams' career and marking the decline of Hendry's dominance. When the 2002 World Championship streak started, O'Sullivan actually had the worst record of the class of 75. If he hadn't won the world title the year before, he'd have been the only one without a world championship. Nice break-off shot. The red to the left middle pocket is on. Fans always say O'Sullivan never had a peak because from turning pro at 16 to now over 30 years later, he seems to have always been at the top. But the truth is, after winning the 1993 UK Championship, O'Sullivan hit rock bottom. Family tragedy left the teenager lost. Both parents went to prison, and he had to raise his young sister alone. Those were O'Sullivan's darkest days. It wasn't until after 2000, when Higgins and Williams had both completed the Triple Crown, that O'Sullivan pulled himself together, wasting nearly 6 years. In this semi-final against Hendry, O'Sullivan had reason to be cocky. He just completed his Triple Crown and was riding high, which is why he made that comment about sending Hendry home. The last easy red goes in. The cue balls lined up for the split, and this crucial shot will determine if he can finish in one visit. O'Sullivan immediately hung his head. The split was completely ineffective. Time to play safe. O'Sullivan knew perfectly well that if Hendry got a chance, the match outcome would be uncertain.
On the cushion, there's the reaction having knocked
in that one.